Are you Mr. Brooks? You're late.
I got a bit diverted. I hope I haven't put you out too much, Miss...
Pennington? Not in the least. We'll be able to talk more after your meeting. Mr. Foster is waiting for you in his study. If you'd care to go in?
Welcome, Mr. Brooks. I'm Charles Randolph Foster. Did you have a good trip?
It was a little bumpy. I made the acquaintance of Lou Goretti. He said you wanted to meet me. There are one or two things I'd like to know.
I'm going to answer all your questions and others besides. But first, allow me one little eccentricity. I have a passion for Oriental games, and I've just acquired a rather unique piece. It's a game called The Jade Stones and the Scarab. Shall we see how you get on?
What are the rules of the game?
They're very simple. You move your pawn to take 3 jade pieces, but you mustn't get caught by the scarab. He's just waiting to eat you up. Well done! You got away from the scarab.
And what do I get out of this victory?
Mr. Brooks, I have here something that is rightly yours. Allow me to return it to you. Your father's medallion.
This medallion. I remember now. My father showed it to me once when I was a child. I'd completely forgotten its existence.
Your father would no doubt have wished for you to have this inheritance. He didn't have time to get it to you.
The Great War took him from us. I know he was convinced he'd come back alive. But how do you come to have his medallion?
The main thing's not to wonder how I come to have it, but how we're going to make use of it. Because it isn't just a simple bronze trinket. Your inheritance is part of a mystery that could well change the history of mankind forever. Mr. Brooks, I am currently involved in the financing of some very important archaeological work. Your medallion is the key to forgotten knowledge, the key to this planet's most ancient civilization. I'm talking about Atlantis.
Atlantis? But that's just a myth. You can't seriously believe in it.
I assure you I'm not a madman, Mr. Brooks. I've accumulated many clues, and over time my doubts have turned to certainties. Atlantis truly did exist. Your father's medallion will provide incontrovertible proof. But we have to be careful, for we're not the only ones searching.
Is that why I was attacked? Those guys were looking for a medallion that would lead them to Atlantis?
They're working for a man called Elliot, who is himself working for an occult society that wishes to get hold of the precious Atlantean knowledge.
Keeps getting better. This is all nuts. It's very hard to believe.
What I'm telling you is nothing but the truth, Mr. Brooks, incredible as it may seem.
What is it that motivates you? Maybe you actually want to use Atlantean knowledge just to further your own interests?
I can assure you my intentions are entirely honest. I gave you what your father left for you, and nothing obliged me to do that.
That's true. But why set off in search of Atlantis?
For years now, I've been collecting antiques and donating them to the great museums of the world. But all the treasures I've managed to pick up in the past are nothing compared to the heritage that Atlantis represents. I want this heritage to be of benefit to the greatest possible number of people.
How very honorable of you.
Like me, the Thule Group has been searching for Atlantis for a long time. I've been most alarmed by the plans of the fanatics who make up this group. They want to dominate others and impose their values on the entire world. Such madness! They must be prevented from accomplishing their ends.
I'd really like to know how you found the medallion.
After your father died, this little object had quite an eventful time of it. It passed through many hands, traveled across many oceans. I finally managed to get it back from a pawn shop. I at least knew its true value, so I kept it somewhere safe.
What's so special about it?
Everything leads me to believe that it was made in Atlantis. When I learned that Elliot was trying to get hold of it, I had you followed to keep you from harm. You see, Elliot was convinced you had it in your possession.
So I've not heard the last of him. He'll try to get it again.
Well, no, actually. To get Elliot off our backs for a while, I had a copy of it made. I put this copy into my collection of antiquities here in the Empire State Building.
Kind of decoy. I just bet that's got something to do with the sabotage in the building.
You got it. I arranged for Elliot to find out where this object he was so desperate to find was. He's taken the bait, and he's stolen the fake medallion with the help of Lansky, the New York gangsters gang. Now Elliot thinks he's got us beat.
What exactly are you looking for? The location of Atlantis? What role does the medallion play in all this?
According to all the legends and archaeological sources that I've studied, the way to find the sunken continent will be revealed by a mysterious relic.
And where is this relic to be found?
I don't know. It's hidden in a sanctuary somewhere, behind impenetrable closed doors. These doors may be opened by a key made up of 3 medallions. Your medallion is one of them.
So there's more than one medallion? Where are the other 2?
They are in the possession of an archaeologist and a former army officer. They both seemed interested in working with me, but I've had no news of them for several weeks. They have to be found so they can join us in searching for the Atlantean relic, and then Atlantis itself.
I suppose you're telling me all this because you want me to be part of your plan.
Brooks, I need people I can trust right now. Aren't you excited at the prospect of finding Atlantis? The lost secrets of that civilization will bring great advances to humanity. Atlantean knowledge and its hitherto unknown sciences will allow us to make enormous progress.
Indeed, and I share your vision, but are you sure I'm the most suitable person to help you?
Your father and his medallion link you to the mystery of Atlantis. I have no doubt that during your quest, you will learn more about your heritage. Please accept to become my associate.
Tell me more about this Elliot and the group he's working for.
The group's called Fool. Its members believe themselves to be the sole legitimate heirs of Atlantis. They want to get their hands on the lost knowledge to use it for nefarious ends. There's a lot at stake.
And Elliot?
Fool brought in James Elliot to work for them. He's a treasure hunter. He's completely fearless, and he has no scruples about using violence to get what he wants. It was his men that attacked you on the Hindenburg.
All right, then I'll help you. This is the first time I've ever gone off in search of a myth. But that doesn't worry me. There's a first time for everything. I've always been an adventurer at heart. It's kind of nice to think I'll be helping things along a bit.
You won't regret it, Brooks. The first step will be to find the 2 other bearers of Atlantean medallions. My assistant, Miss Pennington, will provide you with whatever information I have been able to glean. With the help of the medallions, I have no doubt that the road to Atlantis will soon reveal itself.
I appreciate your optimism.
Watch out for Elliot. He'll surely be trying to get there before you. Good luck, Brooks.